most of the time, we do not go through the papers. We check the synopsis. It's good. Then we call you. Come and sell your story to myself. You need to be able to be articulate enough, and you project your story in a way that I, as the buyer, will be able to say, I am buying into this. The second thing that you need to understand is protecting yourself. Before you can come to my office to send me your proposal, did you copyright it? Do you own it? Is it yours? Is it your story? Or did you hear somebody saying it and you copy it and you come to me? Because remember, most of the people send proposals to our offices. I have a glimpse of who this belongs to. So when you come to each and every, let me just say organization that we are dealing with, for funding or for negotiations, I need you to know yourself. Yesterday they were talking about branding, that branding must go before you can even go to that office. So when you send a proposal to my office and say, I need funding for 10,000, is it realistic? Because when I read the proposal must go with your concept. So if you say you need 100,000, I as a funder, I can say this is 1 million. I start questioning if you know your story. And most of the time I lose interest. Because how do you want 100,000 for a story that is worth 1 million? Because when I check the technicality side of it, you're going to need cast, you're going to need cast, you're going to need makeup artists, you're going to need this. And when you say 100,000, I start asking, wardrobe, makeup. So sometimes we lose business deal because we are not realistic. We do not know our stories. We are ambitious. We go there with potential to know, I want to do this. And most of the time, I usually say to people, even if you don't know it on paper, know it verbally. When I say, come, let's sit down, within 5 seconds, sell yourself, sell your story. Let's go back to storytelling. Then it will sharpen our skills of negotiation. We need to know, who are we negotiating to? What are we selling? What is it that we are looking for? You cannot now go to an office to look for 1 million and they ask you, what are you going to do? I'm going to shoot. What? A movie. Where? In South Africa. With who? You don't even have a cast that is attached to say, I'm working with this one, I've made collaboration. And one thing that makes negotiation easy, it's partnership and collaborations. It's easy for me to invest in you when I see GFC's name. Now I know you mean business. It's easy for me to invest in your business when I see the concept that is attached on it. So when we negotiate, we need to go into the business mindset, not the creative mindset. We need to know what we are into. The bag is there. It needs our mind.
Ninayazi sinipatele people who are sharp. Mara, when you have to clap hands, ingat mele sinikhokhele ka.
All right.
But Mandla, the art of negotiation, you've done it so many times. Yeah.
Negotiation is everything in this business, you know. And remember, negotiations is directly linked to sales. And without sales, there's no lifeblood of the business. Without sales, we cannot feed our families. So obviously for me, that's where I put my energy in the most. And remember, sales is performance. You got to razzle and dazzle me. I need to, and remember, in the first 1 minute, I can tell that, okay, this man knows their story. Also as well, I can invest in this man. You know, he's confident. He knows what he's talking about. He's looking at me in the eye and all sorts of things. So now I start looking at other things that I can benefit from you selling yourself. So that's why you must plan so that everything goes nothing but the way you've planned when you come to a negotiation table. Also as well, another big thing is a lot of the time when people fund you, as Milady said, they look at who you're collaborating with. Yeah. You know? That's why research is everything. Your budget is everything. The people you're attaching is everything. And remember, when the concept is great, and I can see that you've got the thinking, you really thought about your concept, I can then go, okay, let me attach people that will help you realize your plan. You understand? But at the end of the day, you have to do your research, because that's everything. Without that research, it'll never work.
That is so true. I mean, one of the things that I've learned over the years, even though I'm not in the film industry, is that any funder has people that they report to. So your role when you go and negotiate and pitch your business, it is to make it easy for them to defend you when you are not in the room. Because remember, whatever money they have, it is not their money, it doesn't come from their pocket. They have to go to somebody else and defend their decision. So what you need to do is that you have to make sure that you give them such a compelling story so that when they have to go and report as to why they gave you the money, even the people in boardrooms or people behind them, they are able to say, yes, we get it and we see it. Are we together? Happiness. So, and oftentimes, the reason why we do not get the money, it is because if you are unable to convince this person that is sitting in front of you, it is difficult then for them to go and convince the people who are releasing the money to give it to you. So make sure your story is so tight that this one has no choice but to go and be your ambassador. I mean, a couple of times when, I am a beggar, a professional beggar for a living. That's what I do. I go out and I beg for money. So that we can have stuff like this and we can put it together. Why am I a professional beggar? It is so that when I give somebody an idea, when I walk away from there, even if ebona ukuthi yazi leya budget besizoyinikeza umandla, hayi mani yazi lo sisi shem ngengubutshana yakhe nenwelezana zakhe ngephemnyana yakhe, mhlawumbe uzoba ne-weave masimnikeza imali, because her story is so good. But what you're basically saying, or what I'm basically doing, it is to ensure that when I leave that room, you cannot afford but to give me that money. Time for questions. How many people do we have in the room? Okay, we're going to start here.
Sanbonan. My name is Ruben Polofone. I work in the media space. Nabomindlo ngumshutek dala, citizens la, reggae vibes, so we do TV. You know what seems to puzzle me, Sisi, is we always want to stretch the hand into what is called commercial business. La yonke malini inkhona. But there's spaces that are about Soweto TV. The spaces that are about ETV, but it's on the other side bouquet. There's Free State TV. And I see these young people here, Sisi. I work with them, because I run an online type of setup. I see these kids, Sisi, by your hire a camera now. This camera is almost R1 million, Sisi. Yeah. And they shoot. Sis, And I beg of institutions like yours to talk lady channels that go community, empower these kids, give these kids spaces. Soweto TV, bloody bureaucracy, they make things a bit very easy. Some guy thinks of a story or a series, but then budget I understand that these are spaces that as the GFC, as all these media people, live on yourself. I challenge you. Or to go into those spaces and say, guys, get the proposal so I don't know where to take them. But guiding to another space. The camera guiding to another space. This is how we should address it. Sis. You understand? That's why we ought to address it in that manner. Yeah. Understand? Because we are not going to do anything, sis. And we can't relate the budget ya mindlu. By 3 fela mo spacing se mindlu wa nka bo bat babatso. Ba tshuna ntho tse grand. Mindlu bile a re ki o keta o kena onatse. Ki daideng ki the Vundlas. Ibe Fergusons. Ibe wa bona. So we know what we're talking about. We understand. Harlo hira di camera ra di bona di ntwana tse. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Nizwile umuntu omdala uthe yekani ukugijimela into ezikude qala kahle. Local TV stations, you have right content, right? Puti, that's what you were saying. Okay, thank you so much.
Hello, thank you so much. Oh, sorry, excuse. This was such an informative discussion. This was such an informative discussion. I have 2 questions for both panelists. Only one. Okay. Okay, so my
if you're clever like me, you will collaborate them.
My question is, what is your response to young artists and people in the film industry getting frustrated and divesting from South Africa and like moving to America to get jobs? and things like that.
Did you get it? It was not audible enough, but I think Butmanta got it.
What is your thought when people that are getting frustrated in South Africa and are moving overseas in order for them to get opportunities and space?
Pramandla, I actually have a question for both of you because ngiyanizwa niyakhuluma. Some of us we wish to be you guys because let's be honest and realistic. When you go to commissions or big companies, they'll be telling you who are you working with, number one. That's the painful matter. Who's your direct? They choose their own directors. They choose their own producers. They choose their own cast. So how do we move away from that situation? Because singakhuluma until, for me, it's a motivation. What we are doing right now, you are motivating it, but let's face the reality of the industry because it doesn't help us. While you're gonna move or step out of this room, we go to the same problem. You know, Pramandla, we've been following you from Dala, and that's when now you start making it now. And it's a painful matter because now you are using some other, now I'm into the industry. You know me from here and here and here. But imagine the talent that we have right now in this room. I'm telling you, the talent and the skill that we have here, we can produce better than, Ferguson, sorry.
Thank you. Let's answer those two questions and then we can ask, yeah.
Okay, I think I need to start with the question, Yabudi, here. Last year, we attended a meeting with MDDA where they called community radio station and community TV stations. The problem that we have is not accessibility, it's visibility. We have a disease of isolating ourselves, then come back and become victims. Because most of the time, our people don't pitch up for summits, conferences, and meetups. They believe in going to offices. But one thing that I have learned, if you need a good opportunity, grab it here. I'm at a corner. But when you come to my office, sometimes I have a lot of piling to do, and that's where people will end up saying, you're not special, I'm dealing with a lot of people like you. And I'm not saying you are not trying enough. I was doing script to screen last year. I saw some of the beneficiaries of the program. We went to Soweto TV because Script to Screen is a program where we take young people or young script writers from the rural locations, areas, not from Johannesburg, Eben, Arabatla ko New Town, Rabatla motho go tswa kwa golenyana ko Dobsonville kwa. Why understand o ile re ha tla toropong o patela taxi. Then, after 6 months of training in production, script writing, lighting, and all that, we collaborated with MultiChoice. By then, SkyRink was still active. We took some to SkyRink. They incubated them. When we went to Soweto TV, it was the issue of saying, I think we spoke to Brian Mukwena, if I'm not wrong. Then it was the issue of saying, you need to wait for somebody to come in. And remember, this is an opportunity, it passes. I'm on a timesheet also. I need to make sure that I put people under your care. We negotiate stipends and all that and all that. Sometimes also, we are there, but we don't understand what we stand for. We have too much pride in making sure that we are our own bosses, but we don't understand the industry.
All right, okay. I'll answer you. I think we don't have a lot of time, so obviously I'm going to make my answers quite brief. I think it's up to corporates and also government to make sure that they fund, community channels, so that community channels like the SABCs and the DSTVs can commission young people as well. And those budgets can be a lot different to the large budgets that obviously your DSTVs and also your Mzansi Magics and all those channels can give. So we basically need funding because the young people are going to come to Soweto TV and Soweto TV is going to be like, great, I love your story, but I don't have budget. to basically fund your content. So we definitely need to lobby government and lobby corporate to come in and play within that space. And then another thing is young people moving to America. At the end of the day, me, I speak Zulu much better than I can ever speak English. I understand South Africa, I understand these stories much more than I understand global stories. And that's why for me, my reality has been to stay in South Africa and push. And remember, as the brother said, I've just popped now, but I kept at it. I kept at it every single day. I was making content. I was presenting. I was doing all sorts of things. And remember, on my side, I've got a team that just does development, and their mandate is to send 3 proposals every single week. You understand? At that rate, I'm very aggressive. Can you imagine a year how many proposals I send out, how many shows I develop? And then people are like, yo, Mandla has all the shows. No. I write proposals. 3 proposals a week need to go out to the market, any market. And remember, 3 proposals a week, there's budgets attached to that. And it's not just, it's a lot of money that's attached to that. You never know what might catch. Me, years later, only little things are catching now. So you need to, how aggressive are you? Because you're going to go to America. When you do get to America, you're going to get Americans that are sending 5 proposals a week. At the end of the day, we are here and this is our country and we need to fight. It's crazy, but at the end of the day, we need to fight. And then another question was, all right, they dilute our stories. Obviously you go to, your big multi-choices, they say, who's the director, who's the DOP, and also who are you working with? And you are right, my brother, you got to pay your dues in this business. You understand? When I started, they wanted, I partnered with Endemol to make the first City Sesla. You see, and then after that, I started going, no, but I can do this. I've learned everything. Let me fly on my own. And luckily, I was given a chance to fly on my own. And to date, I'm still making content. I've failed over the years, but it's obviously, the maturity of getting up and creating another show, creating another show, creating another show, till later on.
Mcela, please, I don't want to get fired. I'm going to take, please, 2 last questions. Uput Mandla and Osispalisa are here. They're not going to leave until they've answered your questions. But for my job's sake, can I only just take 2? Right? Please ask your question, Puti, and then we're going to take 1 last question from the back.
Okay, cool. Dumela.
Nangu, oh, okay. I'm going to get a lady. That lady, she's been, yeah. Okay. Okay, thank you.
Okay, Kelebo. Yes, one question. I'll make sure that. Gitabang, but Mandla, look, I don't know you personally, and I'm not gonna act like I do, and you don't know me, but I'm one person.
I know you, brother.
I'm one person that bothered you because. Yes, yeah, I'm doing that. So I'm one of the people that took bonuses and shot a film, right? And the reason I did that was because of the control that channel has once they commission the stuff, your stuff. And this was my first film, and I wanted the IP and just to make sure that I have control over the story and over the people that I have in the story. My question would be, how much of the contribution, how much contribution that the channel has on all the problems that we have in the stories we tell, especially Kuma young producers. I mean, you look at the Mzansi original movies, you get 4 days to shoot, you get 5 days to edit. You look at some series, they get a month before they TX, and that's a huge challenge, especially for the money that's been given to the project and how the project would perform. Thank you.
Okay, Sanwanani. My name is Latam Caesar, also known as Bianca Gold. I am from Davidson TV, right? I'm a presenter on Davidson TV. So what I want to know is, firstly, how do you face the fear of, after failing, you, instantaneously, get up? And because yeah, we fail. We fail, we fall. So how do you like get up, dust yourself up? Ne? Number two, how do you monetize these platforms? Ne? How do you monetize these platforms like your YouTube, your TikTok, to drag in people so that people can like visibility wise? How do you like bolden your visibility? Because being from a community station, it is so much fun, but at times, so I just want to know, how do you get over failure, and also how do you like monetize those platforms? Thank you.
Sanbonani. How sanbonani. Okay. Bazongiphuca. Mina ngicela ukubuza ukuthi ngintombi yangale emsinga and ngine yazi content uzuyayiphupha wenzini but ngicela ukubuza ukuthi what are the requirements if une content mhlambe awukabi nawo amandla okushootha, but there are people already who are out there. Am I allowed to come and say I'm selling my content to you and you can have ama right while so that ngizothola something to start impilo or something? And if yes, ngiqalaphi, where do I go? Thank you.
Thank you so much for those questions. Losiso Sukumayo, yazi uthi ngiyamowa. Izolo ngimpromisile ukuthi what are the opportunities for people that do not speak English, who twang, people who are indigenous but want to contribute into the film sector? Did I ask your question properly?
Cha nginesicelo Nkosi yami, nginesicelo ku GFC ukuthi please guys ngicela ukuthi nivamise ukwenzisa ama workshop so that mani bize ama producer sikwazi ukuzokhuluma nama producer kuphela ngalelo langa, nibize nabama channel sikwazi ukuthi sizibuzele because imisebenzi yethu yenqatshwa singatshelwa ne reason. Okunye ke but mandla njengoba yenzile kuwe indamol, musani kusivalela abafethu sigoneni, sicela ukuthi nisimentorishe ngemisebenzi yethu. Asebesebenzile baphumelela, sicela ukuthi bathathe abanye, especially laba bathole ama funding ku GFC, aba mentorisha abancane abakhulayo. Guys, sikhuliseni please.
Thank you so much, Sisi.
I think Mandla will take most.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, so the first one was IP. How do you protect your IP? Whoever's going to give you money, my brother, they are going to tap into your IP. They are going to try change your story. They want to tell you that character, make it a woman. It mustn't be a male. You understand? But because you are a creative, you need to know how to protect your creative in a nice way. At the end of the day, it's a give and take. It's creative. You know, it's a matter of opinion. There's nothing, no story is wrong and no story is right. But how do you protect your story and make sure that your voice is heard strategically? And remember, strategy could be when you walk into a room, compliment them. Oh, I like those shoes, my brother. Those kicks are, you understand? Uyamngena. Oba when you know that character is not going to die. But your first entrance on that line is, your shoes are great. I like your ideas. You know, I'm complimenting, and then about that character, I don't think we should kill them. Already psychologically, you've complimented me, you've told me, you know, then I'll hear you instead of, no, he's not dying, he's dying. You understand? It's a different type of conversation. So how do you navigate people? Sharp, that's your IP. You need to fight for your creative, my brother. And then how do we face our fears, especially in the business, you know, after failing? It's part of it. You know, this is, that's why I'm saying the frequency of creating shows. The more shows you create, you know, some will fail and some will pop. And remember, the ratio needs to be every 10 you create, 2 must pop. You understand? So that when you do fail, there's a tough skin. You build a tough skin. And you must understand, I know creative is very personal. You know, it's kind of like, you know, people are killing your babies when they say, that idea is not working. So you need to know how to not put, you know, kind of like your personal feelings onto your baby. Because remember what Milady said, you are selling to accountants. They don't care about creative. They want the numbers. They are saying, yeah, but your lead character is stronger. We want him to be Zulu to hit KZN. And then when Kabanga, it's the story of your mom who's stronger. So at the end of the day, you got to go, okay, sharp, my mom can be Zulu. It's life. So
Failure
that's how
is
you,
growth.
yeah. So failure, you got to look at that. And then another one was Umama Wasam Singer. I mean, you know, as Black Brain, we are part of that. The lady that you that just spoke is part of our characters, Umama Ganandi on Isita. So at the end of the day, for us, we go out every year as Black Brain to all 9 provinces to mine talent, new faces, things like that. And we get flack for introducing new faces in the industry. What are they doing, especially after a month of a show? What are they doing? The acting is a little bit off and all sorts of things. But then again, I was given a chance when I was 19. You understand? So if there's no one who's going to give those people a chance, it's going to be a problem. And also, in a month, you know, a month-year-old baby is kind of all right, but that 1 year, then the personality comes out. After 2 years, then it becomes something else. After 3 years, then you get a Linda Sebenzo. You understand? You get a Don Tandega King. You get all those people. And remember, at the end of the day, those people started with nothing. So we always need to give people chances. And then from a production point of view, I created a show called Abomzala. Abomzala, a lady, I collaborated with the lady. She gave me the idea. She was like, Mandla, I need domestic worker. And then I took her story. I said, we're going to develop it. We developed it. We created it. It was a very beautiful project. She got everything that she needed. And then another one was Samsokolo. It was a DOP who came to me and said, show. We developed a show called Samsokolo, which was a sitcom, and we sold it. So those opportunities are there. And I can facilitate those opportunities. I've done that in the past, and we still have great relationships with those people as well to date. So I can do that for you guys. And then, what was the other one? Mentoring and that's the part of the mentorship.
mentoring, yeah.
And also as well, you know, I want to take your challenge, my brother. You know, I'd like to be part of Soweto TV. I'm from Soweto myself. I'd like to develop some young filmmakers and see what we can do from a funding point of view, so that we can create Soweto TV films. Because it touches me. I started in Soweto TV. I had Miss Soweto, the first one on Soweto TV, you know, so those are my roots, you understand? So that's why I'm saying without such forums, we wouldn't initiate such a conversation. So thank you very much for that, you know? And also, so I'd like to take you up on that offer. I'd like to see what we can do as a collaboration and fund young people to basically just shoot some films and then we sell them.
Thank you. Parting shots?
Oh, in terms of parting?
Yeah, parting shots for you.
All right, okay. For me, I'd like to say, guys, it's it's a long road, but it's beautiful. You know, it's very beautiful to be able to wake up and do what you love every single day.
Thank you.
And remember, the more you learn, the more you realize how little you know. So you must always learn.
Thank you. Ospalisa, parting shots?
Fellow creatives, funding is there. We are a lot. Be sure you are competitive so that you become the first one to get it.
Thank you so much. This is our token of appreciation to say thank you. Bacala Shooty Stomp. Sisi, ume phambi kwamakhamera balinde wena. Thank you so much. Guys, Bala, who couldn't get to ask a question, this is your time. And also when we're done, please can we go back downstairs?